Guys, welcome back to the Zeke and Dak Random Chat Podcast. Today we have the lovely randomness. We used a random generator again, and we have sweets as our topic of conversation today. David?
Yeah. So as all these episodes go, we got our random generator to pick the topic, and then we give each other 7 minutes to come up with random facts or history or knowledge and whatever on the topic, and then we just talk about our findings, we talk about our experiences, and overall we just have a good time, and we hope you guys enjoy.
Alrighty. Well, to kick things off, you know that Ronald Reagan, right after his presidential campaign, his inauguration, Jelly Belly served more than 3 tons of jelly beans at his inauguration.
Man really loved his sweets.
The dude loved his sweets, and then during his presidency, he used jelly beans as a way to kick his smoking habit. So he just, if you look at old pictures, he always had a jar of jelly beans and a massive bowl in the center of the table.
So did you just become addicted to jelly beans then?
Yeah. So instead of having bad lungs and lung cancer and all that stuff, he just got fat and diabetes.
Diabetes happens, bro. That's so funny. You kick one thing for another. Oh my gosh, that's excellent. My fun topic with the Americans and sweets is less than 2% of the calories in the American diet are supplied by candy.
Dang, that's not bad.
It's not bad,
It's not bad at all. Just crazy because America's the fattest freaking place on the planet.
Big chub city, right? Chub central over here.
What are they eating to freaking get there?
Bro, the Dons. Dons, man.
Did you know that the owner of McDonald's doesn't even let his kids go to McDonald's?
That's so funny.
He doesn't even eat there himself.
He just makes money off of it. That's hilarious.
And Pepsi, the owner of Pepsi said that he forbade his children from going and having any Pepsi product.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Pepsi ranges from Pepsi to potato chips.
Yeah, it's the whole
that's a nah. I will not let my child do that. It's bro.
Bruh. That's just goes to drink Coca-Cola products instead.
Yeah. Sorry, boys. Going for that Coke. Those Coke coffee things.
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, that's a good one. That's one thing I didn't get. I did a lot of sweet research. I forgot to consider soft drinks as a sweet research.
I read that earlier on Facebook.
That's fair. I didn't count. I didn't think of those being sweets, but technically, I guess they would technically count as sweets. I think the big thing is because so this year my what's it called?
New
Year's resolution was to cut out soda pop because sweets are my Achilles heel, dude. I love sweets.
Yeah.
And I used to drink so much pop growing up.
I remember going to your house and you're you want a pop? I'm like, sure. We'd have 2 or 3 sodas.
Yeah.
Over the course of one movie.
Exactly. I used to go so hard in pop. So 3 during a sitting, the movies or hangouts was pretty common. Mm-hmm. Super Bowls, man. Mm-hmm. Me and my buddies, holy moly, we would go way too hard in the soda pops when we'd watch Super Bowl games. There's usually 3 to 5 of us. 3, let's say 12 packs. By the end, there's maybe half of 1 pack left. It was disgusting. It was gross. And I'm looking back on it, I'm just that was a lot of soda. So I think the plan, my goal was to I gotta cut it out. Mm-hmm. And I'm the kind of guy that I have to cut it out. I told people because I told them my New Year's resolution, and they were you can have a little bit though. And I was no way, man, because I'm the kind of guy, if you give me an inch, I'll take a mile. Mm-hmm. And I'm that was soda pop, so I was I gotta cut this all out. So I completely cut it out. I've been doing decently all right. There's been a couple times when I've had a little here and there, but for the most part, I've been trying to keep it out of here.
That ties pretty close into that previous fact about Reagan and addiction even, right? Mm. So fun fact about addiction, if you're not substituting it with something, it'll be a lot more hard. to break a habit, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So you subbed soda with like sparkling water,
yeah,
right?
got the sparkling water.
He subbed smoking with jelly beans.
Jelly beans.
It's
Yeah.
a fun addiction fact of the day.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's what I did, man. Like, because I think what I came to realize was I really liked the bubbles more than the actual, like, I guess the sweetness was there, but like the carbonation was what got me.
Yeah.
So finding getting took me a little bit to get used to them because I wasn't used to, like, I guess the sparkling water, right? 'Cause, like, the sweet, I was so used to having like the bubbles with like something super sweet. So it took a little bit to get used to it, but now that I'm like accustomed to it, I just go for one of those. Like, it becomes my natural instinct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I completely did not get any stats on soda pops. I got everything else, so I got like some of my faves on here too, because like I guess sweets is such a broad term. So soda, I think soda pop counts as a sweet.
Yeah.
But like, I have some candy stats. I don't really. I'm not the biggest candy guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest candy guy. Like, I'll have some occasionally, but I'm not too big into like certain candies. I like chocolate bars. I guess those would be my, I guess, go-to, but it's still like a slim margin. But baked goods, bro.
Okay.
I can mess with baked goods, dude.
Pie upstairs.
I know. We have a full pie from like Easter that we haven't eaten yet.
Gotta get on.
That we gotta get on. So hopefully, probably in the next little bit. But like those kind of things get me. Like
I didn't
pies.
Think about that.
I forgot about that, but I love pies. I love cookies. Like, cookies are
Kryptonite.
kryptonite. Like they get me round, bro. Like, cookies. Like, anytime I see cookies, I go hard in cookies. Like, the other Connect group, like a little bit ago, someone brought cookies, and then I immediately see these cookies, and I was like, oh, here we go. And I immediately snagged 4 cookies and just brought them with me. And I'm just like sitting there chomping on cookies because I knew I was like, my instinct was like, I gotta get the cookies I need. Like, I need to get a lot of cookies right now because all the cookies are eventually gonna be gone.
Yeah.
So I just like stacked on it, and everyone just knew me as like the chubby guy now because I was just destroying cookies before Connect Group. But yeah, like sweets, they get me, man. But yeah, candy not so much. I don't know about you. Like, are you a big candy guy?
I'm not a candy guy. Like, there's like the odd time where I'm like the hugest fan of like M&Ms or like peanut M&Ms.
Oh yeah.
I really liked those fudge M&Ms at one point, but like nothing really. Like when my sister worked at Bulk Barn, she like would bring like those like peppermint M&Ms.
Oh yeah.
And those were really good. I don't know why M&Ms like it's probably like my favorite candy, but like other than that, it's like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll have a Mars bar, but like the only like go-to like chocolate bar or anything would be like an Eat More bar for me.
Got ya. Those are pretty good.
But other than that, like honestly, the only sweets that I've had is like a Mars Bites at like the movie theater like 4 weeks ago, and that's like it for like the foreseeable past. Like I don't even
Foreseeable past. Love that.
Oh, like I mean, like all that I can. Yeah, I don't like candy that much. Like people would go and buy like all these bags of candy. I'm like, first off, it's expensive as heck to go to a freaking convenience store and spend $7 on like this tiny little packet of M&Ms.
Right.
Like, why would I buy any candy if it's just so dang expensive?
That's fair.
And like soda, I if it's around, I'll have one. And like if it's more convenient than like getting a cup of water, that's why I have a jug of water downstairs. Is like
Smart.
It's less convenient. It's more convenient for me to grab this jug of water right on my right. And so, but like it's nice, but I haven't had very much recently, and it's not really changing me. Like I'm not craving it anymore or anything. So I was like, meh. But yeah, I forgot about cookies and like pies and stuff like that. Stuff's good.
That's fair. That was mine. When we got the topic with the sweets on there, I was like, cookies, pies,
pie.
I like that stuff. Kryptonite, like baked goods, like, dude, if I wind up like marrying someone that like is a baker or loves baking, I'm gonna have to hit the gym like 10 times harder because you already know I'm gonna be like crushing cookies after.
makes a 24 pack of cookies, chugs a 24 pack of cookies.
Facts, dude. Like I love like those are like that's like when I think sweets, those are the things I go to. Yeah, because candy's not so much. I'm the same way. Like if they're there, I'll have them. My go-to candy bar would be Twix.
Twix is good. It's
Twix,
got the little crunch in the middle.
The crunch is what gets me.
Do you like O. Henry's then?
I used to when I was a kid. I loved O. That was my go-to when I was a child. Was the O. Henry bar. But I think I just had it so much that I got bored of them as a kid. So like I'll have them, but they're like definitely lower on the totem pole. Okay. Whereas like a Twix will be like anytime I see a Twix, it's like I'm gonna snag that Twix. Especially now they have the little bite-sized ones too. Ooh, those are good, man.
What about like I could be wrong. Bounty is similar to Twix. Like does it have crunch in the middle?
I don't think I've ever had a Bounty.
Me neither. So that's why. Wonder Bar.
Wonder Bars are good. I like Wonder Bars. Yeah.
So you like the more like solid.
Like anything with like I guess because like a little like a cookie wafer, right? Like coated in chocolate. Love it.
Okay.
But like and then if we're talking like gummy candies, like I love peach rings and Swedish berries.
I do like fuzzy peaches and I do like jujubes.
Yeah.
Those were like something that my grandparents always had around. So like we go to grandma's house and like she like tries to give you candy and I'm like, I don't really want candy, and she's like, have the effing candy. And I'm like, fair enough.
Fair enough.
So
yes,
like,
ma'am.
Have like a poo ton of freaking jujubes with grandpa just sitting on the couch.
That's so funny. Yeah, like that's a common one of the like parties that I get, like Latino parties, like birthday parties and stuff like that. They'll have like the container full of like worms or like the sharks or like the weird like assorted stuff. I'll go for those. Like if they're there, I'll go for them. But I won't go out of my way to just like buy them for myself. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Have you had like black licorice? I know that's not kind of a sweet, but like people love that.
I hate black licorice.
Yeah, I thought you did.
I hate black licorice with a passion.
And that's my favorite jujube.
The black licorice.
It's like that one or the red one, but like that one.
Okay, I'll go with the red one. I like the red one.
Yeah.
I can't stand the black
one.
Like I distinctly remember my first time ever having them. I was like, I want to say I was like 4 or 5, and like we got some, and I remember like I took a bite out of it, chomp chomp chomp, and then immediately was like. And like spat it out, and it like I was at home in like the living room, and it like landed on like the sofa that we owned, like on like right on the armrest, and it left a stain that was like permanently on this couch for that while like the whole time we had this couch kind of thing. And I remember like because we had it for a little bit after, and I remember like when we moved to Lethbridge we still had them, and I remember like every time I'd look over at the armrest there was like that little black mark on it, and I'm like, oh yeah,
don't
the
like
black licorice. Can't stand black licorice. So if you ever buy it, you already know like if someone eats it, it's not me.
Yeah.
Like, you can't blame me, bro. Like, there's no way I would ever, like...
When you and I are the only 2 people in the house in the middle of summer, David, what the heck? It's like, it wasn't me. I'm like, wasn't me. Ghost.
Ghost over here. He's sleep eating black licorice.
You. It's like alternate persona.
Alternate persona David. Sleep David. Eats black licorice. Hates cookies.
David Cookie. Black licorice.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I think it's time for a fun fact. In Europe during the Middle Ages, the high cost of sugar made sugar candy a delicacy available only to the wealthy.
Dang. Sugar was really expensive.
Yeah. I imagine, especially during the Middle Ages when everyone just freaking broke.
I think there's a game I played. It was Puerto Rico. And it's a board game, and like the most expensive thing you can sell is coffee. Second most expensive is tobacco, and third most expensive was sugar. And then you had like indigo, like the flour, and then corn. Corn was just cheap as heck.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm like, that makes sense, but like sugar being like the third highest on that totem pole was like pretty impressive, and you made some money off of it. And then just thinking about back in the day, like if you didn't have sugar, like I actually ran into somebody and they said that they went to jail. And they said there isn't any sugar in jail.
Whoa.
And so like I'm not sure how much of the truth, like people always embellish and flourish. But imagine just not having sugar and just like detoxing off of sugar entirely. Like
explains why like
people get like withdrawals hard.
I bet you're going through a hard crash.
Also explains why people get heckin' jacked.
That was my first thought. There's no sugar. Like, no wonder everyone in prison is just super ripped. They have like clean diets, I guess, because there's no like sugar in them.
They have like the poo potatoes, like the random mystery meat, and like the 4-string beans that they eat, and then they just freaking.
And they just live to lift for like the whole time they're like allowed outside. Even in like their cells, I guess they're just getting jacked because there's nothing better to do.
Push-ups, dips, pull-ups, and bench press.
Man, if you ever really need to work on your diets, go to jail for a little bit, bro.
Maybe I'll just do that without getting charged. Just go.
Just be a prisoner for a little bit.
Yeah,
that's wild. Yeah.
The, episode 5 of the podcast is both of us went to jail, and this is our experience. Different times.
This is our experience. No, just completely different experiences, dude. That's like, so funny.
I ended up in like 4 different gangs, and I ended up leading 3 of them.
That's so funny. Just like the most lovable guys, so no one wants to hurt you.
It's like, okay, you can be our friend and our leader.
That's so funny. Love that. All right, back on another. I got another sugar. Well, I guess candy. Fun fact. So candy is simply made by dissolving sugar in water. The different heating levels determines the type of candy. Hot temperatures make hard candy, medium temperatures make soft candy, and cool temperatures make chewy candy.
This is like the same as last episode. It's like all candies come from the same thing.
Right? Yeah.
All tea comes from the same
comes from the same place. All coffee comes from the same place. Now all yeah, simply just dissolving sugar in water, and then depending on your heat, that determines, I guess, the density of the hardness of the candy, because you got like the hard, soft, and then the chewy.
You know, sorry, yawning. Tootsie Rolls, thinking of, like, speaking of, like, you said medium, and I thought of, like, soft candy, right? Tootsie Rolls were added to soldiers' rations in World War II.
I've heard that stuff before.
Because like they're such durable candies, and like doesn't matter what weather you got.
It's just like always there.
Yeah, just kind of scary. It's like, man, water barely dissolves it. Kind of sus.
Kind of sus. But yeah, speaking of Tootsie Rolls, my favorite memory of Tootsie Rolls is David, our mutual friend. Do you remember before the pandemic when Fit for Less had that little jar of Tootsie Rolls, like right by like the weight and like that weird like chair in section?
Yeah.
Every time I would work out with David, he always would go over there and snag some Tootsie Rolls before we'd leave. And sometimes like mid-session, he'd just like, while we're like, after, like I'm working out and like he's on his little break, he'll like go over there and snag some candies. And I remember when the pandemic hit and they took away the candies, he was just like hot and bothered because he didn't have Tootsie Rolls anymore.
It's like, I'm not working out anymore,
yeah,
bro.
Basically. I mean, that's basically what happened. I mean, maybe not intentionally because the gyms did close like on and off that whole time period. But like my fondest memory is just him always going to that table to go snag some Tootsie Rolls.
I love that.
Yeah. All right. Another candy fact. Candy question. Who do you think is the country that consumes the most candy?
I want to say Americans, but it's Germans.
It is. Germans consume twice as much candy as Americans.
Yeah.
Like, how wild is that? Like, Germans go hard in their candy.
That's crazy. Twice as much. How are they not fatter?
Right?
Like, I don't understand this.
Like their candy. Like their sweets. Well, isn't Hansel and Gretel German?
Ish.
I don't know.
European.
But anyways, like, those guys they literally almost got killed because they loved the candy so much.
Yeah. That's funny.
I think it's hilarious.
Did you know that there were 2 different, like, very popular candy name brands that were named after horses?
Really?
So, Frank Mars. So you think...
The Mars bar.
Mars bar, but it wasn't. His favorite horse was named Snickers. And he named Snickers when he invented it after the horse.
Oh. Isn't Mars and Snickers owned by the same company, though?
Probably. So he might have named...
Like one after himself and one after his horse?
I didn't look into him per se, but he invented Snickers in 1930. And Lollipop is spelled Lolly space pop. And that was named by George Smith in 1908.
Oh.
So...
And that was a horse.
That was a horse. Lollipop. And so... Yeah, his favorite horse, both of them had their favorite horses, and they both nicknamed the candy, and now they're massive brands that probably raked the Mars and Smith families tons of money.
That's insane. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Mars and the Snickers are I'm pretty sure it's the same
like
company.
Pretty much the same
thing.
Because
they are the same thing. Cause the only difference is I'm pretty sure Snickers is the one with the peanuts in it.
Snickers has peanuts, and then Mars has like the soft like nougat.
And doesn't have peanuts in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Snickers has the same like soft like there's like the gray or like brown material.
Oh, like the really squishy like yeah I know what you're talking
that's
about.
in like the Mars, and that's like more squishy. And then I think
Snickers has like caramel in it, right?
Caramel and
then the peanuts. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're the same company. And
it makes sense.
I mean, it would make sense. And
they look the same.
And I mean, like the guy's his last name is Mars, and his horse was named Snickers. So like,
makes sense.
That's what I'm guessing. At least I didn't do any studying on that either. But now they were on. Let's see. Now they were on the chocolate bar or candy bar craze. 65% of American candy bars were introduced more than 50 years ago, and like you said on that stat, like so those are both of them are older than 50, right?
Yeah, one's almost 100. Actually, one is 100 and one's almost 100.
Yeah, see, that's crazy, that. And then here's another wild fact when it comes to chocolate: 1 ounce piece of milk chocolate contains about the same amount of caffeine as a cup of decaffeinated coffee.
Okay, that's not bad. Decaffeinated coffee. That's crazy. Is it? Isn't dark chocolate supposed to be like really like? Do you have anything on dark chocolate?
I didn't find anything on dark. I don't consider because like dark chocolate has like a lot of like health problems. Like it's more
bitter.
It's really bitter and black, but I'm pretty sure it's like the healthier version of chocolate.
Yeah.
Like the more cocoa it's made out of, like the healthier the chocolate, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, I heard it's kind of akin to like coffee in the sense of its like medical or whatever properties, like health properties. So it's kind of like it'll like kind of keep you a little bit awake. It's not as caffeinated as coffee, obviously, but it's kind of like does like all like those like random passive things that coffee does, like in the background. I think it does something similar to that. Interesting. But Jolly Rancher, did you know what their motto was at one point?
Jolly Rancher?
Yeah.
I do not.
Keep on sucking.
No.
I was like looking at it. I was like, keep on sucking, and I was like, that's bad.
I wonder why they changed it.
I'm wondering why.
Does it say when they changed it?
No, it was just like a random fact that I found after the Reagan one. I was like,
how much you want? I want to know when it changed because I have a feeling the more popular it became,
like
the phrase became with like the more like innuendo stuff. So they were like, "Oh my gosh, we better
stop this before there's like a lawsuit."
That's so funny. Keep on sucking. I feel like I've heard that stat before or fact before.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's so funny.
I don't have much more on just like sweets in general, but I thought sweets leads to some other health issues, right?
Okay.
Like diabetes. And if you want to be able to like have any kind of like sweets, unless you're like low and you need to get higher, you need to like have like a pretty like restricted diet in order to be able to have like the sweets. And so like saturated fat and like, you know, like lean protein, like non-starchy vegetables, all that kind of like super healthy, like on that straight and narrow kind of stuff. Then you can start to have like a few more because you're like pretty much taking all of like the carbohydrates out of the food that you're eating. So you can take, and there's 3 different kinds of sugar that you can ingest with food and stuff. So like your simple one, which is just basically sugar. Your complex one, which don't really remember what that one was all about, but it's like more processed and everything. And then you have fiber, which is mostly indigestible. So like if you're having lots of fiber in your diet, it's just going straight through you, and it's not like you can't digest that. You can't process it. So fiber is actually like probably a pretty good sugar to like have in your diet if you want to like not be gaining weight off of sugar. And so yeah, if you're diabetic, you need to like have like a more restricted diet on like the kind of carbohydrates that you're having in your diet, so you can in turn have like one candy bar and not die.
Fair enough.
Which is, you know, fair.
Yeah. Got ya.
Yeah.
Got ya. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to kind of take over the show because I had stats on cookies and on pies.
Oh, heck yeah, okay.
Because like those are
That's some
like
stories.
when we came with sweets, those are like I love those sweets, man. Like those are my go-to sweets right there.
Yeah.
So let's pull up. So let me give you some stats. So the word cookie comes from a Dutch word. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to say this right. I think it's like koje, Koekje, and it translates to meaning little cake, which I think makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little cake. That's where the cookie name comes from.
I just think of like a soft chocolate chip cookie, and then you think of like a devil's like chocolate devil cake.
Ooh, okay, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
both of those, like kind of like nice, moist, like porous,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like that, and then like a cookie, like a beautiful, like soft, moist, porous cookie, like unbeatable,
Unbeatable, man.
straight from the oven.
Make me hungry. Make me want some cookies right now, man. I love cookies. What is your favorite cookie?
Okay.
Is the chocolate chip your favorite cookie?
No, I enjoy it, but I think my second favorite is my grandma makes them. She calls them moon cookies, I think.
Moon cookies.
And
Eh?
so it's just like a regular plain white cookie. Inside there's jam,
Oh, okay, yeah,
and then
yeah.
you put some icing on top. Beautiful.
Interesting.
But my favorite cookie of all time, there's like 3 cookies that my grandma makes that are just like unbeatable. Never can top it. The first one, like place number 1, peppermint cookie. Very like moist, and they're a little bit dense, and it's got peppermint flavoring in it. And you have like the little bit of icing on top. Amazing. There's that one, the jam, like the moon cookie, and then there's like a chocolate, like kind of cocoa cookie with like icing sugar on it. And so it's just like this brown cookie that looks like a ginger snap, but it's more chocolatey and like cocoa-y. And it's got the icing sugar on it. Those best 3 cookies in the world.
Top 3 cookies.
Yeah.
Okay, mine more boring, I guess, then, because my number 3 would have to be Oreo.
Yeah.
I love Oreo cookies. I used to destroy Oreo cookies as a kid. Used to love the cream inside, so I used to always want to get the double stuffed ones. And then I got older, and I was like, you know what, like, the cookie's actually better than the cream. And then, like, during that time period, they came out with, like, the thin cookies, so you get, like, less cream. So, like, sick.
Why not?
I'll take it. So that's, like, I guess 3. My number 2 would be... There's a cookie my friend made me last summer. I think, what was it called? Cowboy Cookies.
Those are good.
Love that. Like, those are so good. And I don't know... the way she made them were just so good. I don't think I'll ever be able to go anywhere else to, like, buy them. And I know my baking skills are subpar, which I think is a good... I think it's good, though, because, like, imagine if I was a baker. Like, just, like, feeding my own addiction right there. Like, I have to rely on, like, other people to make my stuff for me, so that's really handy. But it's also a downside, because, like, a lot of people at our church or Connect group, they, like, are bakers. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like...
I just don't like to bake because it takes too long right now.
That's fair. Me, I think it's more just like I feel like you require a lot of technique with baking. Like you have to have like your measurements and everything. Where it's like you've seen me cook, I'm kind of just like a little bit of that, a little bit of this, make it happen, kind of thing, right? And I feel like with baking, if I did a little bit of that, a little bit of this cookie will just become like this like grotesque or like
Tastes like
living
baking
being.
soda. Soap.
Why is it spicy?
Why is it? It tastes like soap.
Soap. That's so funny.
I added like too much baking soda in one thing, and like I did like a test. I was like, okay, time to double everything else, I guess, because it tastes like soap right now.
Yikes.
I have a recipe for cowboy cookies.
Really?
So we'll make it once.
We'll have to make it, and I'll have to like compare, because like those are the first. Like last summer was the first time I had them.
What is in them?
I can't remember off the like I know like it's like chocolate chips, and then like there's like I want to say it's like oatmeal.
Yeah, oatmeal, chocolate chips, and then like a little bit of other stuff.
I think you can, like, and I think like some variations you can put like almonds or certain types of nuts in them too. But like those that first time having it, life changing. They're so good. And then my obvious number 1 is chocolate chip. Like
It's fair.
Achilles heel is chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Like you make chocolate chip cookies for any event, I'm like gonna destroy them.
Is that what you had yesterday?
That's exactly what I had. There were chocolate chip cookies and I destroyed them. But yeah,
So good.
chocolate chip stat now. The chocolate chip cookie was invented in the 1930s by Ruth Wakefield, who ran the Toll House Inn with her husband.
Oh.
So that's where the chocolate chip cookie came from.
thinking of chocolate chips made me think of Hershey's. I didn't write this down for my facts, but I kind of glanced over it. You know that little tuft? Like the little
swirl on top?
No, like the little piece of paper that comes out of the tin.
Oh, yeah.
Hershey's did that not just for like fun. They did it so they can be distinguished as something different. So it was like it's like, yeah, sure, it says hug or kiss on it now, but they use it to be like, we're actually different, even though it's the same as a chocolate chip most of the time. Like, it might be a little bit sweeter, it might be a little bit whatever.
Right.
But it was like, we're better because we have this.
Oh, okay. I always wanted. I thought it was just to help them open it easier.
No, they just wanted to be distinguished as something different.
That's fair. I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, right? You basically look like a chocolate chip.
Yeah.
That's funny. You know which companies, or yeah, which brand is the number one selling cookie in America?
No.
Oreo. Oreo took the top selling cookie brand in 2017.
I mean, if you have McDonald's and the McFlurries, like...
That's what I go for, man. Like,
that's my go-to.
That's my go-to. Like, I love... That's another, I guess like ice creams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm very much, I guess, a creature of habit. And, like, at a young age, I found, like, the Oreo McFlurry. And then, of course, like, the Dairy Queen variant is the Blizzard. Mm-hmm. And I've stuck with those. Tried and true.
Mint chocolate chip. Or, no, sorry, the mint Oreo. I'm a fan of that one. The mint Oreo Blizzard.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I very, very rarely go out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Like, I love those two, and I get made fun of sometimes. It's like, David, you gotta try other things, bro. I don't know, man. I tried this other thing, and it wasn't that different. It was just like a mocha Oreo Blizzard, and I was like, it has Oreo in it. It should be fine. It wasn't that great. Didn't like it that much. But I don't know if they still have them, but like the Oreo
Royals.
I
was just gonna say, have you tried those?
I have
they're
tried
freaking great.
Those were unreal good.
It's got fudge in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the best part.
So good. That was the only variant, but like no, like everything is Oreo related. Like I've never really delved out of like the Oreo realm. Like I think I had the strawberry cheesecake. Is that one?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I've had one of those, and I was like, "That's all right," but I went right back to Oreo right after. Like Oreo's my go-to, so I can see why Oreo is like the big cookie brand.
Yeah, I liked like out of the three, because McDonald's only ever has 3 flavors. It's Oreo, Smarties, or Score. Score is always just like a treat, but it's not something that I'll go to. Smarties, it's pretty alright. It's always fun once in a while because Smarties is Smarties, like nostalgia. And then Oreo is like 100% go to. Like that's like the 7 out of 10. Like 7 times out of the 10 times I ordered McFlurry is an Oreo.
Yeah, my homie was telling me about it, telling me to try the Score one. He said I've never gone around to it. It's like it's just like automatic Oreo Blizzard kind of, or Oreo McFlurry.
It takes away from like, so there's less chocolate-y because like obviously it's Score, so it takes away from like the chocolate crumble. And I love that part about the Oreo McFlurry, and I like the random chunks. But it basically it's just, you have like the Score, which is, I don't know, it's a caramel, like hard caramel. I don't know what Score actually is, but
I don't know.
Basically it's just like tiny little dots of Score everywhere. Instead of like chunks, it's just like small dots. So like you just like get a bite and you have like 5 little bits, and there's like little explosions in your mouth of like Score.
Yeah. Well, maybe one of these days I'll try it, get out of my comfort zone in regards to my McFlurries, but I don't know, man. Oreos just slaps. Those are my go-to cookies, and those are my cookie stats. Now let's go on to some pies. Pies.
I know you found a good one recently.
Yeah, I did find a good one recently. I'll talk about it in the next little bit here. Like it's actually part of my closing remarks, but like, I love pies. Pies are so good. Anyways, so pies can be traced back to 6000 BC.
Gosh. That's older than the freaking
teas. Yeah, pies can be loosely traced back to the ancient Egyptians during the Neolithic period or New Stone Age.
Yeah.
The bakers incorporated nuts, honey, and fruit in a bread dough. So we got that one.
Dang.
And then another pie stat that I got. The first pie recipe was published by the Romans. It was for a rye crusted goat cheese and honey pie.
Nice. We gotta try that sometime. I know someone with goats.
Okay.
Get them to get us some goat cheese, and we'll do some rye. Shelby can do some rye.
Shall we go make it for us?
She can make the rye crust.
You need a custom order pie ASAP.
Rye crust.
Pull out scroll. Here's the recipe.
Careful as parchments from the ancient.
Stole it from a museum, bro. I need to return it.
Yeah, careful, it's almost 2,500 years old.
Goodness. Yikes. But yeah, that's the first pie recipe.
Okay.
And then now I want you to take a guess on this last pie stat that I have. What is the world's most expensive pie worth?
$7,000.
I'll give you 3 guesses and I'll point you in the direction. So that's your first guess?
Higher or lower?
Higher.
130,000.
Lower.
Oh. That's not a big gap.
You literally stretched it.
Well, I was thinking of like the most expensive pizza has gold flakes on it. It was like over $100,000. So I was like, all right, going all the way out. Let's go 53,000.
Lower. So the world's most expensive pie is worth $9,500.
I was like super close.
Yeah, you were pretty close. And I love how you brought up the gold flakes because so in this pie, it's made at Lord Dudley Hotel in Sydney, Australia. Prime ingredients include. Just like the
Lord Dudley.
Lord Dudley, bro.
I just think of Wild Hogs.
Just how you're disrespecting Lord Dudley like that.
Have you seen Wild Hogs?
I have seen
Dudley. Just freaking
That's so funny.
The biggest G there.
The biggest G. But anyways, Lord Dudley, the Lord Dudley Hotel in Sydney. The ingredients of this pie include 2 cuts of premium beef, 2 whole rock lobsters, rare winter black truffles, 2 bottles of Penfolds Grange Reserve, and pastry with a 24-karat German gold leaf.
Jeez. 9,000. F.
Almost $10,000 for this pie.
I can buy a car with that. I mean, I have a car that I bought.
You could buy I feel like you buy so much stuff with 9.5. But yeah.
Down payment on the house.
There you go. Yeah, that's how much this pie's worth. So if you're ever in Australia and are just like, you know what, I could use a very expensive pie right now. Just go hit up Lord Dudley Hotel.
I'm not a big fan of truffle, so that black truffle is kind of a turn off.
I love truffle.
I like the truffles that aren't super dark.
Oh, that's fair.
Because like the dark truffles, like a truffle's supposed to be light and fluffy, and you get like the bitterness in there. And you're like, eh. That's like yeah.
I just feel like I never want to pay that much. I guess it'd be like a whole lot. I'm trying to get a lot of homies in to buy one pie together. But like the lobsters, and the beef sound really good. And I can always say you ate gold after.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's souffle? Have you had souffles?
I think I've had one.
They made it at like an event or whatever. It's like custard. Burnt. That they burn the top, so it crystal.
It's like a creme brulee.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what it is. Because like, what'd you say was the first one?
I don't remember now.
I can't remember. Souffle. Because I think a souffle is like the one, like, it's like a bread thing that you put in the oven and it has to like rise. I'm pretty sure that's what a souffle is. But creme brulee
it's like
is like custard. A custard, and then you
burn it.
Put like sugar on it, and then like you crystallize the sugar with like a torch.
Yeah, and then you throw like whipped cream in.
Either whipped cream or like fruit. Yeah. That's a creme brulee.
Okay, yeah. Have you had those?
I have had creme brulees.
Holy
those are
dang.
So good. Holy dang. Oh yeah, but yeah, that's our sweets, man. Like that's all I really got. I just have favorite pie. There you go. That's a good one. So I'm a tried and true apple pie guy.
Absolutely. Okay.
Love apple pie. But Easter this year, I got to try a strawberry rhubarb pie for the first time. And I honestly never knew what rhubarb tasted like, and it looks weird, so I was always like,
it looks like celery.
It looks like red celery.
Yeah.
Like big red celery. So anyways, I was just like, I don't know. I guess the look threw me off, and like the name rhubarb doesn't sound like appetizing to me.
No.
Like I always think of like what's that those metal bars called?
Rebar.
Rhubarb always reminds me of Rhubarb, and I'm always just like, that doesn't sound appetizing,
Tastes like
man.
rust.
It tastes like metal, bro. Yeah, I never find it like it just doesn't sound appetizing, so I've never really tried it. And then your sister made it for Easter, and yeah, we wound up trying it, and like, I heard people say that it was their favorite, man, and like, it's good.
Freaking good,
It's
dude.
good. Like, it's definitely up there for me when it comes to pies. Like, I mean, I don't really go to apple. I don't like the consistency of the pumpkin pie. And I've never really tried other pies, I guess. But
Have you had, what's it called? Banana cream pie?
I don't like it. It's too sweet.
I really like the custard, and then you like have the banana on top. Oh,
No, I think it's too sweet. I didn't like it.
okay.
But I'm exploring pies. Like, I mean, we did find that cafe, it was like a little bit ago. The Corner Cafe.
Ah, yes.
The Corner Kitchen Cafe or whatever.
Did we have pie that one time?
I had pie that one time.
I think.
I've had pie the first time we went.
Yeah, I think I might have.
Or
I think we all got pie.
yeah, because you shared a pie with Cody. You split one.
We had, what did we have?
I had a peach pie,
And we had
and you guys had a coconut
pie.
cream, I think.
That was good.
Yeah.
I love the cream pies. I really like the fruit pies, but they're heavier. If you want like a lighter, more sweet, I guess that is like kind of my sweet of choice is like a cream pie.
Got you. Yeah, I was about to say you like it sounds like you like the cream pie. Yeah, me, it's definitely the apple. Rhubarb, strawberries like up there now, and then I guess every time we go to the Corner Kitchen, I'll just be like trying out a few different pies and see if we can find more. Make a top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, closing remarks. Anything you want to close off with?
No, I'm not a huge fan of sweets, but I do enjoy them.
That's fair.
Ice cream, that's probably like a good kryptonite. I had a actually chocolate peanut butter marble slab today. They're like, what do you want to put in it? I was like, obviously peanuts, and I threw something else in there. And then I'm like, anything else you think? And he's like, yeah, like these giant Reese's chunks. I was like quartered up like Reese's chunks that he threw in there, and it was really good. I like having stuff like that once in a while, but it's like a treat. I'm never like craving ice cream. It's like, you know what, I could do ice cream 4 meals a day, like some people we know.
Fair enough. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I guess when it comes to sweets, depends on the sweets. Like if we're considering soft drinks, those were definitely up there for me before. Candy, not so much. It's not really there. But like baked goods, I love baked goods, man. Like if anyone ever invites me over for baked goods, like 9 times out of 10 will be like, yeah, absolutely.
Heck
I
yeah.
hope you made enough for everyone else. And then yeah. Anyways, last final thing that I got before we finish this one up, it's so there was this random stat that was on like like one of the fact sheets that I was looking at, and it's what's your pie personality? So like I picked apple pie because I mean that's my pie goat, and like the apple pie is independent, realistic, and compassionate.
Aw.
And I was just like, sure, why not?
Heck yeah.
Sounds about right. But yeah, that's all I got for sweets. That's all we got for sweets.
Heck yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. I hope you guys had fun. Always a pleasure to do these. And we'll hopefully see you next week with another random topic.
Heck yeah.
All right, take care, everyone.
See you guys.